One of the things that can be kind of difficult about this class is understanding the way grading works. And so for this lecture, I'd like to take a few minutes and walk through it with you. I hope that by doing so, it'll help you to better understand where you need to put your priority and focus for this semester. So the first thing that I want to explain is related to the assumptions that I use as a part of grading. You probably already noticed that there are basically 5 things that you're graded on during this course: coding topics, UML diagrams, professional behavior and professional scheduling, and your journal report. And each of those has a corresponding weight. 35% for your coding topics, 29% for your diagrams, 22% for your professional behavior, and then 7% each for your journal report and professional scheduling. Each thing that you turn in then will be assessed either as strongly disagree, agree, or strongly agree. And you can see the corresponding values that each of those receive. So for instance, when you turn in your first fluency portfolio for the coding topic of collections, and I give you a disagree, that gives you a 67% or D+ for that item. Now I assume that you'll be turning it in multiple times, and you'll have the opportunity to get an A or 100% on it. So these are the basic assumptions that I work with when it comes to grading. Now, each time that you turn in an understanding portfolio, also called a fluency document, I will take a look at that document, review it, and for each item that you submitted in that document, I will give you a score, like I was talking about earlier, between strongly disagree and strongly agree. As a part of that process, I will then provide you feedback on this form, this student feedback sheet, and will be attaching this to an email that I send back to you. So each time that you submit something to me, within a few days, you will get a response back that includes my feedback. Let's just go through a scenario here where I might score you. So this sheet includes the coding topics, the UML diagrams, your professional behavior, professional scheduling, and your journal report. And then each of these over on the right-hand side has a percentage that is calculated, and at the top, an overall score. So if I was to receive your fluency document, and let's say that you turn in something on collections, and I take a look at it and I say, yeah, I think you've moved from a strongly disagree to a disagree. You had quite a bit of experience before with Hibernate, and so you're able to create your own program and jump directly to an agree. And then let's say you start looking at and creating some sandbox code associated with servlets. Okay, so you can see right off the bat that for coding topics you have a 27%, and your overall grade is a 9.45%. Now, where this class varies significantly from a typical class is that a typical class works from the top down. And so you turn in your first assignment and it's a 90%, for instance. And so your first grade is a 90. And then really from that point on, you're generally going down from that number. Certainly there's opportunities to go up, but it's really from the top down. Where in this class, you go from the bottom up. That means each time you turn in more points, starting from 0, you start going toward the top. It's kind of the reverse, but yet at the same time, it allows you to be able to, understanding that, know how the grading works. So just one other thing I want to mention here, and that is that really for the first half or even 3/4 of the class, you'll be working on these 2 sections, coding topics and UML diagrams and test groups. That is really where you'll be spending most of your time in the first 3/4 of the class. I recommend that you start keeping evidence of your professional behavior. And if you haven't submitted a professional schedule yet, a schedule for your individual assignment, and then of course you'll be also submitting one as a part of your team presentation. But I will be using those to assess professional scheduling. You don't have to turn anything else in for those. And then really it's not until the very end of the semester that you have an opportunity to turn in your journal report. And the reason for that is that you want your journal to include your learnings for the entire semester. So I hope that that helps. I'll be submitting, in addition to this video, a rubric that gives you a little bit more detail about what I'm looking for in each of these various pieces.